What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group YouTube channel. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I began my career over 17 years ago working for T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job right out of college, where I had to go through an educational training program before the fund let me touch even $1 of their money. Folks, that's where I learned how to become a trader. I didn't have to figure this stuff all out on my own. But then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, but also one of the firm's year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, and along with my team of 9 professional trading moderators and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. We actually have members in 115 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. And for those that didn't know, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform out there because we combine university and professional level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools. Live workshops and provide individual options, crypto and futures, day trading, swing trading, and even long-term investing. There's something literally for everybody, guys, inside of True Trading Group. So welcome to the channel. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications because I post these videos and I go live quite often. So you guys never want to miss them. I'm always dropping golden nuggets, free lessons, education, trade ideas, analysis, and commentary that can help you guys become better traders. So September 7th, what happened today? The market, and it's not really, shouldn't come to too much of a surprise because September is historically the weakest month of the entire year, right? If you go back and you look at every single month over the last 100 years and you combine and you compare them all, September is by far the weakest month of the entire year. Over the last couple of years, we've actually experienced some pretty severe down moves in the markets. You look back to last year, that was the crash. That September crash into the October low, that was the big crash last year in the markets. Is that something that we are going? That's what everybody wants to know. Everybody is talking about this seasonality. Everyone's talking about this weakness in the SPY. Everyone's talking about September being a down month. And I'll just tell you this. I don't like when everybody talks about the same thing, because when everybody's talking about something, more often than not, it turns out to not be true, or it turns out that that does not end up happening. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here this month. Continue their trend of being weak in September, or are they going to bounce back before the month is over? I don't know what that is going to look like fast forward 3 weeks from now. But what I do know is that over the next 2 weeks, you have massive fundamental catalysts that can and will absolutely undoubtedly move this market. You have the CPI data that comes out next week. Then you have the Fed meeting the week after. Now, the markets have been a couple of days over worries about the price of oil, worries about OPEC extending their production cut, levels of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve here in the U.S. dropping down to some pretty low levels. You have China coming out with bans on Apple's iPhone for government workers, and they expanded upon that ban today, and that sent Apple stock plummeting over the last 2 days. That's taken the entire markets down with it. It's been kind of an overhang because it's the biggest market cap in the entire market. So that's going to pull down the index. When you have something like Apple go down 3, 4, 5% in a couple of day period, that's going to pull down the entire markets. And you had a big gap down from Apple today that also kind of loomed and held the markets in the red today. So this worry that people have been thinking about is that recession discussion is beginning to pop back up again. People are starting to talk about recession again. Deutsche Bank came out yesterday. Deutsche Bank said that they actually think that their most likely scenario is a recession, right? We went through this period of this Goldilocks period between July and August, or really June, July into August, where it seemed like a sure thing that there was going to be a soft landing. But now people are turning their attentions over to what the Fed has been doing and what the Fed is saying. And even though the Fed might be done raising rates, and we're going to find out here as you get into the Fed meeting is going to be in 2 weeks, even though they might be done raising rates, the question becomes, well, how long are they going to keep rates at peak levels? Are they going to keep rates too high for too long and then push the economy into a recession? You got weaker than expected jobs data last week, but then you got jobless claims data today that were far stronger than people had anticipated. So you really have analysts all around the world that are really just scratching their heads trying to figure out what is going on with the state of the U.S. labor market, because last week's data was all weaker than expected. It actually caused the markets to move last week. You take a look at my charts. last week, when you got the weaker than expected jobs data, the markets actually rallied. And the reason why the markets rallied is because everyone thought that that sign of weakness is the signal for the Fed to stop raising rates. And then all of a sudden the market started pricing in that the Fed is done. No rate hike in September, no rate hike in November, that they are just done. They've reached their max, their peak rate. Now they're just going to sit here for X period of time and then start cutting rates in 2024. But the question then becomes, well, when do they start cutting rates? I'll tell you guys this right now. You do not want the Fed to begin cutting rates within the next couple of months. You don't. Because inflation is not going to be back at 2% within the next couple of months. And you don't want the Fed to be forced to cut rates before inflation reaches, it gets down towards closer to their target. They'll probably start cutting before it gets to 2.0, all right? Because if they wait for it to get to 2.0 and then cut, they've kept rates too high for too long. A lot of work to do on core inflation. Core inflation is nowhere near their targets. So the headline number is getting close to 2%, but that core number is still very, very high. So the Fed needs to get that number down. You don't want the Fed to cut rates in the next couple of months, because if they cut rates in the next few months, and that means that something broke. That means that the regional bank industry is coming under stress again. That means that the economy is dipping into a recession. And that would be the reason why the Fed cuts rates in the next couple of months. What you want to see is the Fed is going to stay exactly where they are for the next couple of quarters and then begin cutting rates as you get deeper into next year, and the economy holds up, the labor market holds up, and inflation continues to come down, and then the Fed can start cutting rates, not because they have to, but because they can. And there's a very big difference. Don't make the mistake that a lot of inexperienced investors and traders make when, as soon as the Fed cuts rates, they go and they buy stocks. The reason why they cut rates matters. And if the Fed cuts rates because there's something breaks in the banking sector, that's not an all clear buy signal. All right. It has not been in the past. It has not been in history. And that means that something has broken, and that's not necessarily a buy signal. If the Fed cuts rates because they've beat inflation and we achieve the soft landing, then that is the all green light. You better get your butts invested. You better get your butts in the market, because you're going to miss out on the next bull run, which will be led by technology and the drives that are being taken place, the drivers being that are being seen, and virtual reality and quantum computing and cloud computing and everything else. That's going to be the next real wave that's going to push technology higher, and I think that's going to be the wave that leads the markets higher if you achieve that soft landing. So you got to be paying close attention to what we get over the next 2 weeks. CPI data next week. If that CPI number comes in higher than expected, which some people are worried it is, some people are worried it's going to come in higher than expected because of real estate prices and because now oil prices have really moved higher over the last 2. We see that increase in energy prices start to impact the CPI inflation number rolling into now these next couple of months. You're also going to be getting into the winter months coming up here soon. So the demand for natural gas is going to be going. So maybe natural gas prices start to move higher on top of oil prices already moving higher. These are the things that people are worried about now going into next week's CPI number. But the jobless claims that you got today were much stronger rather than expected. So you got significantly under on initial claims and significantly under on continuing claims. That means less people are filing for unemployment than what was expected. And the people that do file for unemployment are coming off of unemployment, meaning they're finding another job. And that's the exact opposite type of data that we got than what we got last week. Last week was the opposite. Last week was much weaker. This week, much stronger. So the data you got today, it does get dropped into the soft landing. But this has been a slow week, right? The markets were closed on Monday for the holiday. It's been a slow grind, not too much action going on. There's some individual stocks that are giving you some news, like Apple. I know Boeing had some news. Meta had a wacky day today as well, tons of volatility. Tesla's been in the news headlines as well over the last couple of days. But the overall markets haven't really done all that much, as really people are really waiting and anticipating these next two big catalysts. So this volatility is about to pick up in a huge way. Don't from these last couple of trading days, if they were a little bit slower, the volume was a little bit light, right? A lot of people are still kind of on vacation. It's a kind of a wacky week when people are getting back from that Labor Day holiday. I mean, I'm still away as well, right? So this is the things that we have to be watching for as we get into next week's CPI number. All right. So guys, I'm telling you now, this is the greatest trading environment that I've ever seen in my entire life, by far. It's not even close. It really is the greatest environment that I've ever seen. I've traded through bear markets. I've traded through recessions and economic booms and everything in between. But I've never in my life seen a market with this much opportunity. You have large cap stocks that are moving around like small caps. Tesla, Netflix, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, AMD, Nvidia. These stocks are moving around like small caps. That's the size of the move that these stocks are making. Bigger moves means bigger percentage gain opportunities for us as traders. Now, bigger moves also means greater risk. It's why you need to know what you're doing. That's why you should not be going about this all on your own. We've got a 7-day trial. You guys want to join me for 7 trading days? Go to TTG.com. It's our 7-day trial. It's a one-time payment of just $3. I charge you $3 just to make sure that you're a real person. We have 10,000 members in 115 different countries. We've got thousands of people in chat during the day. We are all serious. We maintain a very high quality chat room. We're all focused on making money. I don't want you coming into our chat just spamming a bunch of nonsense and distracting people during the day away from the goal, which is obviously make money. It's why you're on this live stream. That's why you're interested in the markets in the first place, right? So that's why I charge you $3. It's a one-time payment. There's no automatic upgrade. There's no reoccurring payment. Okay, there's no automatic renewal. After your 7-day trial is up, it just expires. You are never charged anything ever again. And these are 7 trading days. They're not 7 calendar days. You get 7 trading days inside the True Trading Group platform with the TTG family in chat, receiving the push notifications on the mobile app when our moderators enter and exit trades. That's how over 80% of our members have full-time jobs. Use the mobile app. The mobile app is on your phone, iPhone or Android, and that's how you can be connected to our chat and get the real-time alerts, even if you're not in front of your computer. That's how so many of our members that have full busy schedules, that's how they benefit from the platform that is True Trading Group, because you guys get notified with real-time notifications when the moderators and there's 9 other professional trading moderators, when we enter and we exit positions. And we're not scalpers. We're not in and out within 60 seconds or 3 minutes. Our day trades last hours. Our swing trades last days, sometimes even weeks. And you guys can follow along with all this on your mobile app. So go to TTG.com, enter your name, email, phone number, click yes, check out, and then get your butts in chat. It's going to be a crazy next couple of weeks. There's never been a better time for you guys to come inside of the True Trading Group community and see what it's like to be part of our family as you roll into what I think is going to be catalysts that will set the tone on how this market finishes out the rest of the year. Do we actually feel that we're going to get that highly sought after, but oftentimes never found soft landing? Or is that mild recession that people are fearful of, which is what I've been saying, that I think that that's going to be the way that this is going to end. I've been saying for the last 9 months, 10 months maybe, that I believe we would have a mild recession. It hasn't happened yet. I've definitely been wrong so far. The data does not show recession at all right now. But you got your first sign of a weakening labor market last week. We'll see if that continues. We're getting into the weakest month of the year. We'll see if that pullback in the markets continues. Don't try to trade through this environment on your own, folks. Every day that you are trying to do this on your own is money lost, literally, and also opportunity lost. This is not the environment for you to be YOLOing. This is not the environment. Just go ahead and take a look at where AMC is. Take a look at where VFS is. Take a look at where some of these stocks are. This is not the environment. If you need me to pull it up for you, I'll pull it up for you. If you need me to show you. Okay, look at that. All right, here, look at that. This is not the environment to hodling and holding on for dear life. This is the environment to actually know what it is that you are doing, how to identify opportunities in the market that you can put yourself into with good risk reward, control that risk, and capitalize on the opportunities that this market provides. Go to TTG.com right now. Name, email, phone number, click yes, I want this. It's a one-time payment of $3. No automatic renewal, no funny business, guys. If you do not want to manually upgrade to become an annual member, then it just expires ever again. That's TTG3.com. All right. Just go ahead, guys. Join that trial. Get your butts in chat. I'll see you guys all in chat. It's going to be a wild and crazy next couple of weeks. I cannot wait. I expect tons of volatility. I'm actually licking my chops here about the opportunities that I know this market has for us just right around the corner. So get excited for it. There's never been a more exciting time. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on the evening. Sunday, September 10th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, be right back here. The biggest live stream that True Trading Group has ever done is going on September 10th, right here, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We have to prep for CPI. Don't miss it. I'll see you guys all in chat. Take care.